The sad truth is, vaccines are controversial. While there are countless studies on the effectiveness of vaccines, parents are still hesitant to give their children vaccines. Why are parents so worried? Well, one of the first anti-vax movements began with a study by Andrew Wakefield, and it showed a link between the MMR vaccine and autism. The study has proven fraud and now has been redacted. Ever since the study, it has caused a lot of people to question what is in vaccines. To all the doctors watching, it is important to be presentable, explain concepts, and empathize with the patient. When it comes to vaccines, it is important not to just tell the patient what to do, but collaborate with them and tell them and show them what you would do and guide them along the path that you think would be best. In this case, it would be to get the vaccine. Based on the studies that I've examined, more research must be done to see the real effects of communication training on vaccine hesitancy. I think that if doctors were trained in medical school on how to communicate better, it would be a much better foundation for when they do get out of med school. Because most of the studies that I have seen train doctors when they're already out of med school and are in the working profession. And that's just too late in the game to really be focusing on doctors and their role in vaccine hesitancy. Vaccines should not be a controversial topic. Vaccines have been proven time and time again that they do not cause autism. While it can be very difficult to change the minds of anti-vaxxers, starting by training medical doctors to use appropriate language that eases hesitant patients' minds can be the start of a pro-vaccine movement. Here are my tips to talking to a patient about vaccines. Listening to a patient is probably the most important, because by listening to a patient, the doctor and patient will establish a good relationship, and listening shows that the doctor understands where the patient is coming from. Secondly, you should initiate conversation about vaccines. Even if the patient isn't there to talk about vaccines or to get a vaccine, the doctor should initiate conversation in a calm and composed manner to ease that patient's mind and to get that patient vaccinated, hopefully in the future. Lastly, trust is so important. Establishing trust with the patient allows the patient to value the doctor's opinions much more. That way, the patient has a better understanding of vaccines, and maybe a hesitant patient would be more inclined to get a vaccine if he or she trusts their doctor. If you follow these 3 tips, you will have a lit experience talking with your patient. Share this video to kind of get the conversation started between doctors and patients, and check out the description below for more information about vaccines.